Welcome to the third installment of how to use Microsoft Word. All right, today we're going to look at what margins, or left margin, right margin, center, what that means, how to insert a picture, what the spell check grammar feature is, what find and replace mean, why we would use that, and what the page layout is. So we're going to look at those 5 things. Hopefully I can remember that. Last time I forgot. So I'm going to keep that minimized and we'll go from there. Okay, so good luck. I'm going to open up the document I've been working in. Okay, so here's my document. Let's go ahead and go to my second page. I'm going to import some text. So if you remember last time we did copy and paste, you can do this from the internet. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it into Word. So I did my copy and pasting. This is a fable by Aesop, and I've always really enjoyed it. I think I remember this from 3rd grade or 2nd or somewhere, so it's a good memory for me. But anyway, if I look here where it says paragraph, okay, we should know what a paragraph is. At this point, I see this is highlighted. This says align text left. Okay, so I wonder what that means. I'm not sure. What does this middle thing say? Center. So I'm going to click on that. Oh, okay, I see what that did. If we see here, little by little does the trick. If I click on center, it kind of moves it to the center. Well, what's this one? Oh, this is right, so I'm going to guess that it's going to wind up over here. Let's see. In fact, it did. So let's go back to the whole thing. Now I'm going to choose all of the font. Let's see what happens. If I click center, it all moved to the center. If I click right, okay, this line is now on the right. And if I go back left, now this left side is all lined up. Well, what does the square one do? Let's find out. Oh, it didn't really do anything. I think what that means, though, is sometimes it'll try and line up the right and the left. I wonder why that didn't work. Maybe they have some sort of protection on it. Okay. So here are some things that we're looking at. Let's see. A picture. So this is about a crow and the picture. Okay, so maybe I want to add a nice little thing to this story. Maybe I want to put in a little picture. So I'm going to go up here to where it says insert. Okay, I'm going to click on insert. And if I know I have a picture from the web or on my computer, I can click on picture. If, however, I want to try and look at clip art, this is where Microsoft Office has a lot of these pictures for you. So I'm going to see if I can find a crow on clip art, because for me that's the easiest. So when I click on clip art, this search box comes up. Well, I want to find a crow, so I'm going to type crow and go. And it's searching, searching, searching. That doesn't really look like a crow. This does. Why is this? Crowing rooster. Ah, okay. So it's looking for the word crow. I didn't think that was a crow. That's a crow. Crow, crow. This one looks kind of cool. So I'm going to go click on it and click on insert. And when I do that, whoa, this huge picture comes up. Well, I don't want a picture that big, so I'm just going to delete it. Or maybe there's a way for me to make it smaller. Let's see here. When this is activated, I know this is activated because I have this box around it, this green dot. What if I hit some of these buttons? Oh, I see this little, see how my cursor changes? Right now it's these 4 arrows, and now it's it changed. Interesting. What happens if I click and, oh, look at that. I move it, disappeared. I wonder what, oh, because I made it smaller. Okay, so this is a way I can make it smaller. Oh, well, no, that's kind of too small. Okay, so that was how I inserted a picture. I went to insert, and I went to clip art, and then I found my picture I wanted to insert. All right, that wasn't too bad. Next on the list is spell check and grammar. Well, if we look at what I've written here, or what I copied, sorry, has these little green arrow, little green squigglies. Green squiggly lines tell me there might be something wrong with my grammar. So maybe I've used the wrong tense, maybe I forgot a period, or, you know, what have you. So I can right click on that and it'll tell me what it wants to do. Oh, it thinks that this is a capital letter. This is just the beginning of a line, so it's not. It doesn't need to be a capital letter, so I'm going to ignore this stuff. Okay, I'm going to ignore. All right, and when you ignore it, that line goes away. Well, let's see what happens if half dead. Well, now I've spelled half dead, but it has these little red squigglies under there. Well, I wonder what that means. Oh, I've misspelled it. So red squigglies mean I misspelled it, and then it gives me kind of these options. Okay, so I'm going to click on half because that's what I'm wanting, and right click on DED. Did, deed, dad, died, dud. Dead. No, it's not any of those. Dead. I wonder what else I could spell it with. Because it hasn't dead. What else makes it eh? I thought it would just be DED, but that's not right. What about DAD? Okay, I didn't get a squiggly under there, so I'm thinking dead might be right. So that's again how you use the spell check and the grammar. It should automatically come up for you. Anything else that we want to look at? Yes, the find and replace. If you're taking a lot of if you've written a long message and maybe you're doing a name for a character, and the name you're using is Crow, okay? And then you think to yourself, you know what? I think I'd like to use a different name other than Crow. Do you think you're going to have to go through your whole thing and change every time it says Crow? Oh, that would be really, really boring. Thankfully, you don't have to do that. What you can do is in your home menu, you're going to want to look for, it might be on an edit menu. Again, this looks different. I wish it all looked the same, but it doesn't. Over here I see it says editing, so I'm going to use that. Again, yours might say an edit here, so you would click on edit and do the following things. So I'm going to find, or here, and replace. So I can do two things. I can find, or I can find and replace. I want to find and replace. So I'm going to click on replace. So what do I want to find? I want to find Crow. Okay, and I want to replace it with duck. So I've decided to go from Crow to duck. Okay, so first I'm going to find next. Here it shows me where I am. It's on Crow. I want to replace. It has Crow there. I'm going to replace again. Crow, replace, and I have finished. So now instead of the crow and the picture, it is now the duck and the picture. If, however, I wanted to go back, so I'm going to find what? Duck, replace with crow. I just want to do it all at once. I just hit replace all, and it tells me how many replacements it's made. Okay, can't get much easier than that. And the last one, as I'm writing and as I'm typing, I need to be cognizant of something called page layout. You can have two types of layout, the portrait or the landscape. You can kind of see what the difference is. Portrait is that normal one. It's a type where it's longest from top to bottom. And then if you switch to landscape, it kind of turns it on its side. So now it's longest from left to right. Okay, so that's, again, that was page layout and then orientation. So you can either have portrait or landscape. So depending on what you want, you're going to want to try different things. So we went over, again, I showed you you can copy and paste from the internet. Now don't do that unless you're going to, like here, the crow in the picture by Aesop. So now I've said that I didn't write this, someone else did. I would never want to copy something and then say I've done this. We did that. I showed you how to do the margins. So that was left margin. Remember in the paragraphs, we had left margin, right margin, center, justified. So you'll want to do an experiment with that. My favorite is justified, but I just like it, how it's even on both sides. And then we went over how to insert a picture, the spell check and the grammar. So see this one here, it just means that I put a big space in between dead and with, so if I re-click that, it changed it for me. There's no excuse to ever have a misspelled word in your Microsoft Word, or in any word processing. It always kind of checks. So be really aware of that. You at least need to get close. If you don't get close to the word, then you might be in trouble, but do your best. And we did the find and replace. Okay, so, and what page layout means. We only have one more video to go, so I will see you then.